Hello, it's day 12, and I want to talk about changes. I'm feeling better today. I really went hard at the gym this morning, and like I said, when I go hard at the gym, the good feelings start flowing. So, anytime I get whiny, really, I should just be told to go run on my hamster wheel for a little while, because then I feel a lot better after doing that. So this video is called Changes today because there are a couple changes to the Franken diet that have come up. I say come up because it was a little unexpected. Not completely unexpected, but it's happening sooner than I thought. So I always knew that I was going to end up changing the Franken diet, pulling parts off and snapping new parts on, sewing them up in my little laboratory as the lightning strikes behind me, but I didn't think that it was going to happen this soon. And the thing that's prompting me to change the Franken diet all of a sudden, it's actually twofold. First of all, my dad yesterday, he got his blood pressure taken and it's way too high. So my dad has decided to go on a diet. My dad has weight cycled pretty much his entire life, I think. Naturally, I didn't know him when he was a kid, but knowing him as an adult, when I was a little girl, he was in the military, so he was super active, he was really fit, and he ate a ton of food to fuel that kind of lifestyle. Then, after he retired from the military, like a lot of really athletic guys who suddenly find themselves sitting behind a desk in retirement, he kept eating the way he used to, and it ended up making him gain a lot of weight very quickly. Put on top of that he got sick. He got sick right around the time I was graduating high school, very, very sick, and he's still feeling a lot of the health effects from that today. But he works out regularly still. One thing that he's told me is that he thinks that as a family we're relatively healthy. We eat good food, we just eat too much of it, which I think is partially true. But I also think that a lot of my grazing habits I inherited from my dad, because he's very much a snacker and a grazer as well. And he has decided to download the calorie tracker Cronometer. I didn't mention this in my calorie counter video, but every time I did the calorie counters in the past, Spark People, MyFitnessPal, LifeSum, I hopped to all of those with my dad. This is the first one he's picked, though. I picked all the others, but this is the first one that he's picked. So I downloaded it. I want my dad to be happy. He's a cool old dude. I want to support him in his journey. I want him to have a diet buddy, like you and me are diet buddies. I want him to have a diet buddy. So yeah, I downloaded it. First impressions, it's a calorie counter. It's the same as all the other calorie counters. It doesn't have a ton of ads, which I like. It doesn't have a cute mascot. It's actually pretty minimal. It's got a lot of features locked behind a paywall, $9 a month, or about $50 to $60 if you pay yearly, so that's pretty standard. It seems pretty unobtrusive to start with, but I wanted to avoid calorie counters because I just know how this is gonna go. I know how this is gonna go. It's gonna go the exact same as all the other times I've tried a calorie counter. I'm gonna do really great, I'm gonna lose a ton of weight, and then something's gonna happen. The calorie counter is gonna go defunct, or it's going to change so much that I can't use it anymore, and then I'm gonna balloon back up and I'm gonna gain the weight again. And I just don't want to do that. But no, you know what? I'm gonna use the calorie counter. I'm gonna keep my dad updated on it. I'm gonna support him in his journey, and I hope it works. But another reason I'm switching to the calorie counter is that I found that the notebook is the first thing that I'm going to throw out from the Franken diet. I thought I would really love the idea of a physical notebook, but it's just not working out for me. I find that carrying it around while a great reminder to track my food and my calories, it also kind of makes me look like a weirdo. Like, why are you carrying a notebook around? Why do you have a notebook out at lunch? It's a little strange. So we're throwing out the notebook, but I still need to track somehow. So, calorie counter. The other thing, intuitive eating does not work for me. It does not work for me at this moment. I'm not gonna go out and say, I hate it. I hate intuitive eating. I don't hate it, and I know that it works for a lot of people, but for right now, it's not going to work for me. Behold the number in the corner, for instance. It's not working. And I know that in the intuitive eating programs that I've read, they say that gaining weight initially is very normal, but I don't really have much wiggle room to gain weight. If I get much heavier than I am right now, my health is gonna go downhill very fast. And the only reason I want to lose weight is so I can do my chin up and run my 5K. Like, why? I don't want to be gaining weight. And the other thing is, especially after looking online, I feel like intuitive eating has a built-in no true Scotsman fallacy. Do you know what I mean? For example, what I mean is, I think there is a tendency for people who are really into intuitive eating to separate people into two camps. If you're getting healthier, then you're doing it right, great. If you're getting unhealthier, then you're doing it wrong, and you should try harder, and that's your fault, not the program's fault. But I don't think that's true. I think that there are a lot of flaws with intuitive eating that nobody is really addressing within the program. There are things I love about it, like no food is bad. There is no guilt to be had when eating. I love that. God, I want to incorporate that into my life somehow. But I do think that it's just another extreme diet. It's just extreme in the other direction that most diets are extreme. Like, you have the extreme diets that are like, only drink kale juice on Tuesdays and never eat anything but apple slices. Don't eat after 7, but don't eat before 6. You have those really restrictive diets that want you to count your macros perfectly. And then you have, on the complete other side, the super unrestrictive diet that is also just as unrealistic. I feel terrible right now, and I've gained weight. Like, I feel so goopy and gross just because I've been trying to eat intuitively. But like I said, I don't have hunger cues. I don't really know. Okay, I think I do have a hunger cue in that I start thinking about food a whole lot more, like right before my stomach starts growling. But I do not have a fullness cue. Or if I do, I cannot feel it, because like the other night I was sitting there at dinner and I was trying to eat slowly and trying to really taste what I was eating. I was like, am I still hungry? Well, there's still potatoes on the plate, so yeah, I'm probably still hungry. I eat those potatoes and I go into the kitchen and I'm like, am I still hungry? Well, there's still potatoes in the pan, so yeah, I'm probably still hungry. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I have a very unhealthy reaction to seeing food that I think I'm mistaking for hunger, if that makes sense. So I can't feel fullness very well. So that's another reason why I think I'm going to toss most of the intuitive eating out of my diet for now. Ideally, I want to get to the point where I can eat normally without having to track my calories in a calorie counter. That would be like a dream for me. But right now, I think that supporting my dad by using Cronometer with him, I think that's the right thing to do right now, because it'll help me drop the weight, and hopefully as I go through, I can incorporate other things a little bit more in a more controlled way, which I think will work better. I am, however, not going to be approaching this calorie counting with Cronometer the same way that I've always approached calorie counting, because I know, again, exactly what's going to happen. Same thing that happened all the other times. I I try to restrict, I try to eat healthy below my daily calorie intake. And I do very well for a while until the weekend hits. Friday, my old school binge day. When Friday hits, that is when I will start making excuses. That is when I will start slipping things in without tracking them, and that is when I will stop using the calorie counter. So, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to, Monday through Thursday, 4 days of the week, I am going to eat below my TD, the amount of calories I need to maintain my weight. I'm going to eat below weight maintenance for 4 days of the week. Then, weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to maintain. I'm going to eat at maintenance calories. So that'll be about 600 calories more than on my restriction days. So hopefully I'll drop maybe half a pound a week by doing that. Restrict some days, and some days eat for maintenance. I think that's reasonable. And you may be asking me at this point, Kara, why do it that way? If you want to lose weight so you can do your chin up and run your 5K and just generally feel better, why not just go whole hog? Why not go in 7 days a week and just, eat lower calories? Because I know that I know what it's going to trigger. I have done this. I have done this for months at a time. I have done this for years at a time. It does not matter how long. It will not become a habit if I hate it. It will be a chore. It will be something that I despise, and I will be craving the weekend the way I crave a really nice bacon cheeseburger. Okay? So, it comes down to the pain in the ass factor. The worse it is, the less likely I am to stick to it. So, that's the plan for now. And again, Franken diet, I'm gonna be changing it a lot. So, that's what it's gonna be. And I hate to admit it, but I think that if you're on a weight loss journey, and especially if you're overweight and have always been overweight, you probably need to do some research into a good calorie counter. I'll keep you posted on how Cronometer goes. I hope it turns out good. I hope it's everything I ever dreamed it would be, and I hope it sticks around for 500 years and never deteriorates or changes at all. But again, for now it's a placeholder. It's what I'm going to be using until I figure out something better to do. You think I should just drop the $50? You think I should just drop $50 and upgrade to gold? I might do that actually. Might be fun.